This is a video I have been dreading because this is one of my favorite brands. I think Pela Case is greenwashing. I said it. They're greenwashing at their worst, and at their best, they are pushing overconsumption. Like, that is simply a fact. I don't think they're as eco as they once were, or as eco as they make themselves out to be currently. And I've been noticing this trend with Pela over the years. It's not just like a new thing for me. It has been at least a 2-year process of thinking, of still buying product from them and analyzing them and drawing my own conclusions and stuff like that, as well as talking to plenty of you guys about Pela and Lomi as well, because they are owned by the same company. I really wish I could come to a conclusion as to why this is happening. You know, did they change ownership? Did they change recipes? Are they just in it for the money now? I have no idea. But I have 3 key pieces of evidence to prove that Pela and Lomi are greenwashing, so let's go over them. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. If I talk a little bit too fast for you, there's a little gear icon right down here where you can change the speed to something a little bit slower. Here's what I'm drinking today. Moment for the mug again. I'm gonna show off this mug in every video because it's just so darling. And I got a second-hand espresso machine last night. It's pretty good. It's honestly better than plenty of the $8 lattes I have spent money on. So that's a win. Anyway, strike number 1 for me is the quality going down on Pela cases extremely over the last few years. I got my first Pela case, I believe, in 2019, and I think it was one of my very first YouTube videos of me unboxing and reviewing it. Please don't go watch it. It's so bad. I had that case for so long. It was so thick, so durable, it never tore, the pattern never wore off, and it lasted so long. And back in this time too, they had like 10 to 20 case options. It was just a handful of designs, a handful of options in different colors for different phone models. And then simply for the sake of experiment, I took my first case, which was lilac purple, I cut it up and I put it in different pots and I proved that it does in fact decompose at home. And you can watch that video up here. Then I switched to a teal blue case. This was in 2020, early 2020. This is like early pandemic when I started this experiment. And I kept that phone case for at least a year and a half. And the only reason I switched phone cases at that time was because I had to buy a new phone. Long story short, we moved from Japan to Las Vegas. We had iPhone 8 or something. They were like really old iPhones. We thought we're just gonna get a US SIM card and keep these phones. But Verizon said, no, we're not compatible with Japanese carriers. You have to buy a new phone. And we bought new phone cases. And then from there, I think I have had 3 or 4 Pela cases in the last 3.5 years, mostly because of the quality going down. So I did used to use their cases like once per year or more. Honestly, probably closer to 2 years. I haven't noticed an extreme degrade in quality with their cases, but some things I have noticed is their designs are a lot less durable than they used to be. They feel like it's like a sticker, like they chip off, they fade, they scratch off. Yeah, here's a little spot right here, I'll show you. You can kind of see the design rubbing off on the edges. That used to be red and now it's white. And that's kind of the extent of the damage on this case, but this one is pretty new. I think I got it in Minnesota in maybe August, so it's like 4 months old. So it's not that old, and the design's already chipping off and wearing away. But my main problem with Pela's quality is their phone grips. I could go on and on about this forever. Back in Vegas, I even started using these phone grips in Okinawa because I loved having an eco phone grip, especially as someone who has arthritis. This makes it so much more comfortable for me to hold my phone because if I do this, my hands hurt. You know, if I do this, my hands hurt. This, no pain. So I started using these really early on. They used to be so strong that when my Pela case would break, when my Pela case would be worn out, or when I just simply switched my Pela case, the phone grip would be in such good condition that I would rip it off and super glue it onto the new case because they didn't sell extra stickers for their phone grips. So then I emailed them and I said, hey, it would be really cool if you sold stickers for your phone grip so that way I could transfer my phone grip from old phone to new phone. And this might be getting into conspiracy territory, but ever since then, the quality of their phone grips has gone down significantly. They used to last literal years. It was around this time last year I got a new one. I got it for Christmas because they were having a sale and I put a new one on my phone in January. Just a couple months later, it was already wearing out. So when it wears out, I put a dab of super glue up under here and then push it back down and it typically goes back to its original form, which should look like that. Like that's as far as it should go. That's as far as it does go now. And it's not even to its most worn state yet. So I was super gluing it probably every 2 months. That's when I got this case, was July. I got it right after I got back from a wedding. Or before. It was right before the wedding. I think it was July 8th. August 8th, I already needed to do a dab of super glue on my last phone grip. 1 month, and I already needed to repair it. Another month later, September 8th, approximately, the phone case had completely ripped off. I couldn't even super glue it to put it back down. It was completely disintegrated and broken. 2 months. So I posted this video recently, and I found this photo from the day that I put the grip on my phone. July 7th, only 2 months ago. And here's what my phone grip looks like now. It's about to fall off already. I'm gonna super glue it to make it last as long as possible. But this is just such a common theme with these phone grips from Pela. I don't care how sustainable you are. If I have to buy 6 of them in a year, that is not sustainable. For my wallet especially, but also for the environment. It doesn't matter if these are made out of wood pulp. Overconsumption is still a problem. And now this is the 3rd phone grip that I have had on this phone case in the last, 5 months. And as you can see, it's already starting to break up under here, but something new is happening. It's starting to rip up here. Can you see that? Keeping in mind, I'm being extremely gentle with it. I don't even use it as intended because I know how fragile it is. I should be able to hold my phone like this all day long, as I used to. But now I find myself not even doing that. I have to like push down with these 2 fingers in order to keep it in its place. I mostly just ignore it. I hold it like this, I hold it like this, I hold it like this, any other way besides using the phone grip. What's the point? I purchased it, I should be able to use it. If I use it like this 100% of the time, it's gonna wear out in a month or 2. And I don't wanna spend $15 on this thing that's just gonna break. So I use it sparingly, which defeats the whole purpose, especially as an accessibility aid for me. I should be able to use this no problems, but there are problems. September, August, July 7th. It is now October 4th. It has only been 3 months, and here's what it looks like. Absolutely about to just break. So let's see, 1 month ago in early September, I put a little drop of super glue here and I pushed it down, and that helped for like a week. But now it's back and I think it's about to break. I was gonna put more super glue on it, but it's truly hanging on by a thread. Let's see how easily I can break this. Extremely easily. That is so disappointing. Anyway, so their sticker's really strong though. Let's see about getting it off. See, now I'm scared I'm gonna break my case. So this comes off really easily, but the glue is still on here. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I just had to use like the pad of my thumb to scrape it off. There's the original color of my case. So, the point of today's experiment is to log how well this case does over time. For my own sake and for Pela's, because I want them to have this information and hopefully do better. Because the quality of all of their products has really gone down. I am having the weirdest experience with this phone grip. I have been extremely careful with this phone grip. I'm talking like I have these 2 fingers supporting it so that way it doesn't stretch out more than it needs to. In fact, I hold it mostly like this, or I just don't hold it at all because I know how fragile it is, and then that hurts my hands. So while this one is lasting much longer than the one that I applied this summer that only lasted me 2 months, it is because I am being extremely cautious with it and not using it as its intended use. But even then, you can still already start to see it's tearing a little bit. And then I've never had one of them do this before. It's like extra falling apart. Yep, it's right there where like the crest of the case. And it started out as like one of the little wood chips. Oh, the little wood chip splintered. And so I plucked the wood chip out. I haven't picked at this other than pulling the wood chip out, but it is like most definitely cracking every time that I open it. Unfortunately, what I think is happening here is this brand is just becoming too focused on profit. Why else would their quality be going down? Especially as a sustainable brand. Like that is not sustainable to make people buy 6 phone grips per year. And that's being generous. If you use this regularly with regular wear and tear, they only last 1 month. And I am not the only one to think that. Here are some comments that I got on an Instagram post that I made about this topic where basically everyone agreed with me. Now, just based off of this one thing alone, the quality going down, I don't think that this specific event is greenwashing. And that is just because the definition of greenwashing says that it is a deceptive practice where companies make misleading statements about their environmental impact to gain a commercial advantage. And you can learn more about what greenwashing is in full in this video, but according to that definition and according to like my own personal beliefs about greenwashing, I don't think that this singular event is leading to my thoughts about greenwashing because it is a sustainable product. It is made from wood pulp. It is compostable. It does biodegrade even in your own home, even without a compost setting. So like they're still eco-friendly. By forcing consumers to buy more and more of your product because it's not good quality, because it does not last long, is not sustainable. Which leads us into strike 2. They are majorly pushing overconsumption, and I have noticed this very clearly over the last few years. As I said, when I originally purchased from Pela, they had a handful of selection. It was just a select few cases and select few colors for a select few phone types. And this was honestly my first red flag for Pela before I noticed the degradation of their quality was how much they were pushing overconsumption. It truly felt like every week, at least every month, they were dropping a new collection. They have a Halloween line, they have a Christmas line, a New Year's line, and this happens every year. Like next year's gonna be a new Christmas line, not just these old cases from this year. Do you need a phone case for every single holiday? It really just does push that you need a new phone case every single month. You need a new phone case to match every single holiday, to match every single aesthetic. I mean, you could also just be designing phone cases that are aesthetically pleasing all year long and last all year long. I think that's like, they kind of go hand in hand, is they're doing all of these releases because their phone cases are not as high quality anymore, so they don't even last that long. So you are going to need a new phone case because your old one broke. You might as well get one that's seasonally on trend, and the cycle continues, right? They feed into each other. And you can clearly see this on their website. They have tens of pages, dozens of styles for each model of phone. It is crazy how many styles that they have available. But also, their Instagram is always launching new cases. They have ads in their emails that are always launching new cases. It is crazy. Something else, and like this kind of goes with the quality too, is this case looked so cute online, and then I got it and I'm just like, oh, this clearly was made half-heartedly. Half the design is like hanging off the edge of the case. It's made so poorly. And that was kind of a red flag for me as well. So like, even if the cases were high quality, which they're not anymore, it still feels so wrong and downright icky that an eco brand would be pushing this much overconsumption. I have never seen something like this from another eco brand, especially for something like a phone case that should last years. Once again, just because something is made out of an eco-friendly material like wood pulp does not give us the right to overconsume it. Yes, it will biodegrade. Yes, it's less pollutive than plastic, but it still takes raw materials to create. In my digging, I also was like, let me go see the last time that they launched a new line of phone cases. While I did find a couple, I also found on September 9th them promoting the new iPhone during the middle of an extreme boycott from Environmentalists because of what Apple is doing to the environment, what is happening in the Congo. People are boycotting tech. And Pela said, everyone go buy your new iPhone 15 or whatever the new one is. I don't even know which the new one is. That made me so upset. Because if everybody goes out and buys the new iPhone 15, now all of their old 14s are useless and they're gonna need a new case for that iPhone 15 and they need to make money. And that, I think, was my final straw. Man, to see an eco-friendly company promoting Apple so that they in turn can make a sale. It is not eco-friendly to push overconsumption of your own cases, and it's not eco-friendly to promote a brand like Apple and promote people buy new tech that they don't even need. If your phone is absolute garbage and you need that new iPhone, fine. I still implore you to look secondhand for the last model of iPhone, but that's not what they were saying. They were just saying, hey everybody, go buy the new iPhone and then buy a new case from us. Anyway, if you have never heard about the genocide in the Congo and how big tech and green energy is playing into that, you can check out this video. All right, let us move on to strike 3, the Lomi. And once again, what does this have to do with Pela? They are owned by the same company. I have several videos on the Lomi already that I will leave tagged down below, so I'll keep it brief. Once again, I don't think that this is blatant greenwashing from the Lomi, but it is very suspicious behavior from an eco brand. Originally, I didn't mind the Lomi, especially as a Lomi user. This was their original model. Are you starting to see the theme here? Like, Pela, originally, great company, and now they're kind of sus. Lomi, right off the bat, I love the concept, and now they're also becoming a little sus. Especially because when we lived in an RV for a year and a half, this was the only way that we could compost, aka divert as much food waste from the landfill as possible, because we didn't have curbside composting or anything of the sort. But it was when they released their new model, the Lomi 3 or something, around a year ago, that I really started to see some red flags popping up, as well as my eco-creator friends as well. This new model has a catch. It has a 3-year warranty, which means you can get a free upgrade at the 3-year mark. But in order to qualify for that 3-year warranty, you have to buy this special subscription of Lomi Pods and Lomi Blends for 3 years. These Lomi Pods and Lomi Blends are supposed to help your compost. First off, it's not even real compost, it is a dehydrator. Of course, it's still better than sending food to the landfill. I'm not going to discount that aspect, but you do not need these Lomi Pods or Lomi Blends for your compost to be successful. So they're promoting the sale of this unnecessary product that you have to purchase from them on subscription for 3 years. And then at that 3-year mark, you get a free upgrade to a new Lomi device, even if your old one works perfectly fine. It's giving planned obsolescence. To top it all off, they have nothing on their website about recycling tech. They don't recycle. They don't use eco-friendly materials to create this product. And even then, like, even if they didn't want to recycle stuff themselves, because that is a lot of emissions to ship it back to Lomi, they don't even mention recycling on their website. They don't say, hey, when your Lomi is dead, when your Lomi inevitably dies, as all tech does, please recycle it. Please do not put this giant piece of tech in the landfill. I would love to see more of a closed loop system happening with recycling, and it's not. So yeah, typically strike 3 and you're out, but I have a bonus strike 4 for you. And this was something that somebody brought to my attention when I talked about Lomi and Pela in a recent YouTube video. Pela does not provide you phone cases for your old phones. And I think this goes along the lines with Lomi. It's giving planned obsolescence. It's giving buy new tech, which is not eco-friendly at all. If you're still hanging on to your old iPhone 10, your iPhone 8, whatever it might be, you can't get a Pela case because they're no longer making them. I get it to an extent, because why would you keep in stock all of these iPhone 8 cases when like only 4 people in the world have an iPhone 8? Just make the stock limited. Make it just a solid black case, right? Like, you don't have to have hundreds of these designs that you have for your new models. Just have a select few in order to keep people using their old tech longer and also protecting that old tech longer. And hey, it's still a sale for you at the end of the day. This really ties right into their promoting the new iPhone on their Instagram feed, is that they want you to buy that new iPhone so that you have to buy a new phone case. I don't know. At the same time, because their quality is going down, you do need to buy new cases more often. But yeah, it's just really sad to see an supposedly eco company pushing the sale of new tech on people, and then therefore also pushing the overconsumption of their cases on people. A business needs to make money in order to stay in business, in order to pay its employees. But quality degradation is not the way to do it. Pushing overconsumption as an eco brand is not the way to do it. There are plenty of eco brands out there that are truly eco-friendly, that do not push overconsumption. Plain products, for example, Modi Body period underwear, Clean Canteen, right? Like Stasher Bag. I'm just thinking of a handful. I don't see any of these other brands doing this, especially for such a popular brand like Pela. Like, this is something that I expect from a fast fashion brand, not from an eco-friendly one. There are ways to make money as an eco business, such as garnering new customers. The eco space is so small. So if you just reach out to new audiences, perhaps you can get more sales. Again, by like partnering with influencers, having high quality products that people rave about. Like, I have told them time and time again in emails, because your quality is going down, I cannot recommend you to my audience anymore. My audience of over 100,000 people across all platforms. They're missing out on that free promotion from me and other creators. I know plenty of my friends who are no longer promoting Pela and Lomi because of what they're doing. So how are you gonna get more sales? Unless they're changing tactics and they're switching to a more mainstream audience, like they just want to sell to anybody and everybody, people who don't care about the planet, which is a fine goal to have as an eco company. You should want to sell to everybody, but not at this cost. I thought they were extremely successful when they were high quality. I literally talked about them all the time, as did plenty of other creators. That's how they built themselves. They built themselves from being a high quality, sustainable, popular eco product. And now look at what they've done. It does not sit right with me. And like, I even got people in my life who didn't know I did social media to buy these cases because they are so good, they're so high quality, and they were so cute. A business needs to make money, yes, but not at the cost of the planet. And I fear that's where Pela and Lomi are going. I fear that they are starting to sacrifice the planet in order to make a profit. And now they're losing customers because of it. Not just me. Again, plenty of people who have commented on my similar content to this about how they're not gonna buy from them anymore either. It's hard to say with 100% fact if Pela is greenwashing or not, but I can't call them an eco company. And because I can't call them an eco company, I think it's safe to say that they're greenwashing. Again, it is really great that they're using wood pulp, that they are using eco-friendly materials, that they are truly compostable. And I think it is great that they are reaching more mainstream audiences to use these eco-friendly cases. But again, what I see them promoting on social media and through emails and advertisements on their website is buy our new case, buy our new case, buy our new case. They're not talking about how to compost. They're not talking about why these cases are important. They're not talking about the environment at all. It feels like they're really starting to pull away from their original ethos, from their original pillars. And at the end of the day, an eco company should never promote overconsumption. I don't care how eco-friendly your product is. Overconsumption is always bad. So I am in the market for an eco-friendly phone case, especially an eco-friendly phone grip if you have one. Honestly, at this point, this is maybe a hot take. I should have included that in my eco-friendly hot takes video. I would rather use plastic that lasts longer than have to consume a whole bunch of wood-based products. You know, I would rather have to buy one plastic pop socket that lasts me probably my whole life than buy 6 of these every single year. And like, that's kind of the nuance around sustainability. It's like there's these two options that are, one is very eco to the naked eye and one is not eco to the naked eye, but depending on how long you use them, they might switch spots. Anyway, I simply cannot justify buying a $60 phone case that's just going to break within a few months. And I would rather give my money to a company that's truly eco-friendly in their practices. So what do you think? Has Pela's quality gone down? Do you think they're greenwashing as well? Am I totally out of pocket for saying this stuff and putting this online? Are there any other brands that I should be calling out and sussing out? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you found this valuable and helpful, and I'm really, really sorry if I was the one to break this news to you. If you don't stay as up to date with brands as I do, and you have also not slowly seen their decline over the last few years, probably a little bit hard to hear. But, you know, if you've been paying attention to their social media, if you have taken at least one look at their website every single year, it is so clear that they are promoting overconsumption. And plenty of users of their products like me, have truly noticed such a decline over the last few years in the quality. I hope that they see this video, and I hope that they do better, and I hope that they reply to my emails. If I ever get an update from them, I will update you here as well, but unfortunately I'm not holding my breath. Once again, this was a very sad video to make. This was my first eco-friendly brand. It's been extremely disappointing to see this happen to them over the last few years. And same with Lomi. What a great product. I was so excited to see that when it first launched, and now they're doing the same exact thing. Starting to see a pattern, there's definitely a trend going on, and it's really sad. I hope that other eco-friendly brands do not follow down this path. I hope they stick to their morals, stick to their beliefs. I get it. It can be really easy to fall for money and views and reach. This goes for eco creators, this goes for brands. Please don't sacrifice your morals for the planet. Please don't sacrifice your morals for a quick buck or a few extra likes. Yeah, I want these brands to go mainstream, but I think they should go mainstream because zero waste is mainstream. They should go mainstream because more people are educated about the planet. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. Stay tuned for next week's video, which is part 2 of hidden plastic in our everyday lives. I'll see you then, but until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye, guys. Maybe I should turn the camera off. Okay, where was I? Let's go ahead and put this on. Yeah, hopefully I'm not ruining my entire reputation and brands just quit working with me in general. Anyway, that's enough yapping. Stay tuned for next week's video. Stay tuned for next week's video. Which is, what is it?